Okay. Yes, you're live.
Yes, okay, great. That's great, that's great, that's great. So I will talk to the guest and then I'll come back to you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my chat show, Reflections with Darshana. And today we have a wonderful, wonderful guest. He is so humble and a very kind hearted person as well. His name is Jay Lakhani. And he was an accountant and he has lots of knowledge in finance. We're going to speak about it. But right now, what he's doing is he's a financial market trader, and he uploads a lot of videos which are like uh, from his own personal experience. So we're going to know more about Jay Lakhani. So welcome to my show. Welcome,
Hi,
Jay.
Darshana. Good evening. How are you? You okay?
Yes, I'm good. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Yes, I'm doing well. And well, first of all, many thanks for inviting me to your chat show. So I should be able to share some of my experiences as a financial markets trader and also my lifelong experience of how spirituality has helped me in each and every area of my life. But firstly, I hope everybody has had a fantastic Diwali and wishing you all a happy, happy, happy new year. And I'm sure the coming year is going to be fantastic. Yes?
Yes. Even belated Diwali wishes from us, all of us at Reflections with Darshana. And Diwali is a time, when one important thing that we do is we do Lakshmi Puja. So Lakshmi is the wealth, the goddess of wealth. And in Indian culture, in Hindu religion, we do worship Lakshmi. So, that's why I thought Jay is the right person to talk about finance, and that's why he's on my show at the right time. A lot of people do Diwali Puja and they have done Lakshmi Pujan, but it's still, if you haven't done it, you still can do it. There are auspicious day tomorrow as well. Tomorrow is our new year as well, as per Hindu celebrations. And I believe you can hear all the firecrackers that are going. If you're hearing them, then good. The celebrations are in full swing. So coming back to the financial aspect, Jay is a very spiritual person as well, and he studies Bhagavad Gita. So stay tuned. We are going to be connecting and asking him a lot of questions about spirituality, about money. Sometimes, when you're in this trading, some people think it is gambling. So a lot of beautiful questions coming up, and amazing answers, and question answer session with Jay. So stay tuned. So Jay, my first question is, I believe you have had a long career span of accountancy, including you have worked for British Airways and lots of other companies. So tell us a bit more how all this started, where you started, and now you're into financial market trader, full-fledged. So I believe that's your passion. So tell us more about how it all started.
Yeah, well, basically, I'm a risk taker. And I actually have had so many experience, not only in accountancy, working for big corporate companies like Vision Hire, a Granada company, British Airways. And after that, I tried my hand in travel agency, even import export, importing stuff from India, and also uh, publishing a magazine, a matchmaker matrimonial magazine. And subsequently, I'd actually sold all these businesses and moved on and to do things which I really love to do. And that was financial markets trading. Now, how did I get into financial markets trading? It's, I would say, by accident. At one time, I wasn't really interested in stock market as such. And I'll tell you a little story going back to 1970s. Some of your listeners, who are old enough will remember that in 1970, Great Britain was not great at all. Seriously, it was bankrupt. It was bankrupt. We had lots of strikes, and it was working on a 3-day week. And the government did not have enough money. So what they did at that time, they actually applied for a loan from IMF, and that was the biggest ever loan any country got from IMF. Anyway, moving forwards, at that time the Labour Party lost the election, and Margaret Thatcher came to power. And one of the main tasks she did was to sell all the state assets, like, selling all the council houses, selling all the utility companies like telecom, railways, airlines. Now, most of those shares, IPOs, were actually flogged off at highly discounted prices. But you know what? I never bought any of those. I was not at all interested. But things changed when I was at British Airways. So when British Airways got privatized, we were offered free shares. So I said, well, it is free shares and priority shares. So I got them. And once I got the shares, what happened was day one trading, price more than doubled. And I said, wow, this is fantastic. And what I did was I just went down the road in Crawley. There used to be a stockbroker. And I said, look, I want to sell my shares. Fortunately for me, the stockbroker at that time said, hey, Mr. Lakhani, why do you want to sell British Airways? It's a strong company. You'll get a lot of dividends, blah, blah. I said, look, I work for them. And being in accountancy, I was in some way helping them how to do all the financial aspect side of it. So anyway, she actually persuaded me not to sell the shares, and she taught me some strategies of how I can use the options. So not only I would get the dividends, but I would be collecting money on a regular basis. So that's how I actually got into financial markets trading. And subsequently moving on, I actually also went into being a trading educator. Also, being a trading educator was an accident as well. So sometimes, you feel that the universe or the power high up is actually guiding you. So how did I become a financial educator, a trading educator? Again, like in 80s and 90s, we didn't have internet. So I used to carry a pager. The pager used to give me all the share prices, indices, and so on. So whenever I was to be out and about, the pager used to blip. My friends used to say, what's this? I said, well, I'm getting the live feed from the market. So one of my friends said, look, I'm really interested. So I said, okay, why don't you come over to my place over the weekend? I'm going to show you. So I spent the whole afternoon trying to show him how it works. It just went from one ear to other. He says, Jay, I don't understand anything. So I said, okay, tell you what, come back next week. So I said, next week, I'll actually prepare like a presentation. I then started writing a Word document, and it was all text. And then what happened, I say to myself, no, I think this guy is not going to understand. So I started putting pictures to it, like the charts, illustration. So like a 4-page pamphlet became a 20-page, 30-page, yeah? And anyway, he came back next week. We went through everything. Bang, he really took it. And he says, Jay, this document which you have prepared is really good. Why don't you expand on it? So I expanded on it. And that became a 300-page book, which is Forex Mastery, a Child's Play. That's a book which I've authored. And it's available on Amazon. But then this friend says, look, Jay, you did really well. Why don't you teach everybody? And that's how I started doing seminars. And I've done seminars all over the world. My first seminar was in Toronto and New York, lots here in England, done in Bombay, Mauritius, Italy, Budapest. So, everything was accident, but I guess I was destined to do things that I love.
What an amazing story this is. What an amazing story. Beautiful, beautiful. And the way you shared this story, really, really, thank you so much. Beautiful to hear this story. Beautiful. So I believe that was a very good accident. And I also believe that, when you teach something somebody, that satisfaction you get and that contentment you get when you teach something to somebody is unparalleled. It cannot be compared to anything. You could be making lots of money, but when you teach, that satisfaction is different. Won't you agree?
Absolutely, yes. I think that's one of the things which I really enjoy is, okay, I've got the skill, I've got the knowledge, but how can I help somebody make their life better? Yeah. And, I guess what law of attraction says, whatever you give, you get tenfold return. Obviously, my focus is not on the tenfold return. My focus is on helping people. Yeah, that's the key. And when you do that, you're in the flow, aren't you?
Yes, yes, indeed. Flow is the word. So
Yeah.
I believe you do a lot of videos on YouTube for Genius 108, which is your company. So tell us more about your video and your YouTube channel. How did it come about? And I want to know more about it. And of course, my viewers would want to know. So we are going to share everything in the comment box. So stay tuned. We will share the website, we will share the YouTube links, and also the Amazon lovely book that Mr. Jay has written. So, tell us about this YouTube channel.
Okay, yeah. I mean, basically, again, it started from sharing my experience as a financial markets trader. Now, you see, a financial markets trader, like currently in Europe, by law, all the brokers have to put on the website how many percentage of their members are losing money. And, shocking statistics are on average, it's around 75% who lose money. And some brokers have as much as 90% losing money. Now, that need not be the case because, as my book says, Forex mastery is a child's play. It truly is a child's play. Now, I would say 2020 has been an awakening for me, right? Um, I often used to wonder, it's like the day-to-day life, you wake up, go to work, you eat, come back home, have your dinner, watch television, go to sleep. The cycle starts again, over and over again. And I said, is this what life is about? So this year I said, that's it, I've had enough. I went into semi-retirement, and I've got 40 years worth of experience, especially like from financial markets where majority lose money. And I said, how can I help them? And one of the ways, it's mental fitness, mental toughness. Yeah. You could be very good at your job, or equally, like there could be a sportsman, really good sportsman. But if he hasn't got that mental toughness, he will fail. He'll chicken out. Trading is the same thing, right? You may have a good system, but if you don't have that mental fitness, you will lose. So I said, let me share my experiences. So here I'm sharing my experiences of mental toughness, also spirituality, and each and every of my videos are based on my own experience. So one of my best videos has been a documentary, Ill, and that is 3 years ago. I actually felt seriously ill, life-threatening. Right side of my face was paralyzed,
Mhm.
and I basically refused to accept the diagnosis which the hospital gave me. And, I said, that's it. I need to heal myself, pull up my socks. And that's when spirituality helped me. Changes in my lifestyle, my eating habits, doing my yoga, practicing all the facial yoga, doing my meditation. And then after a few months, I was back to normal. So like you see, you can hear me talk. 3 years ago, I was slurring. I was really struggling to talk. So if somebody saw me, says, Jay, you got a stroke because this part was paralyzed. But at the end of the day, the key is just like in trading, you need mental fitness, health, mental fitness, spirituality, the mind power can heal anything. So, similarly, like currently you have COVID 19, right? There's so much of fear out there. Yes, it's an issue, but through mind power, immune system proper, you don't need to suffer. So yeah, I mean that's what I do with my video, sharing my real life experiences.
So, what would you say? This, I like how you said you didn't believe the diagnosis and you focused on your meditation, you adapted to spirituality. So, my question is, what is the tendency? Why is there this tendency in people whenever you ask them to do any workshops related to meditation, related to yoga? Why is there this hesitancy? You ask them and you look at them, they can afford every single thing, they are living a good life, they have money to go to good restaurants. Of course, I also love eating food. They spend lots of money on, like women, on makeup, on clothes, on expensive watches. But the moment you tell them that this is a workshop or this is like a self development course and there's a fee to it, what is this resistance that people are so much not willing to pay for spirituality? What do you think is your opinion?
Well, I would say it's a long story, but I'll try and answer in as little as possible. I would say as we move forward, especially the youngsters, they are actually getting more into spirituality than, let's say, during my time. I was born in Malawi, so spirituality was, you go to the temple, you do the arti, you put the money in the donation box, you have prasadam, you go home. If somebody asks you, well, what did you learn today? Right? What was the message today of you going to the mandir? They would say, well, nothing. Right? But today, if you actually look at it, I can actually talk about my own experience in my family. Each and every of my children, right? They actually read the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. I became a granddad this year. My granddaughter, my son and my daughter-in-law, they named her Radha Leela. Okay. And as soon as they start playing the kirtans, straight away Radha looks to the mandir and starts clapping, and she really enjoys it. Yeah. Um,
Congratulations, and what a lovely name that is.
yeah.
Beautiful name, beautiful name.
So I would say, the younger generation are now getting more and more involved in spirituality, but the most important thing here is you need to have the right type of guru, right? The guru has to be a bona fide guru. He or she needs to know the right things. So, like I remember in the old days, there used to be many gurus back home in Malawi. They said, no, 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 no. Money, no, money is evil. Being spiritual, you shouldn't be looking at money at all, right? I'll actually share two fantastic stories. And again, real life stories. And, that's what I really enjoy, sharing real life stories. I had one client, very successful financial markets trader. And obviously, the extra income he was earning was really helping him with the finances. The wife was a homemaker, had a lovely child, and really happy go lucky family. Then what happens one day? His spiritual guru, in inverted commas, said, no, 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 no. Stock market is gambling. Financial markets is gambling. You shouldn't be doing this, right? Guess what? He left it. He left it. And now they struggle with the finances, matrimonial disputes, um, sadly, police were involved, social workers were involved, and a lovely family split up, all because of misunderstanding, not applying what spirituality means correctly. Second example, I had one of my client, Deepa. You can actually, if you go to bindelfx.com, she had actually written a lovely letter to email to me. Qualified accountant, wanting to start a family, that says, hey, if we start a family, we won't be able to cope financially. So she said, okay, let me get some training to trade the financial markets. Came to Bindal FX, we trained her, earning lots of money, enough for her to pack up the job, right? And she has a child. Child now is, I think, about 7, 8 years old. The child at 8 years old reading the Bhagavad Gita. Can you imagine? Born in UK, reading the Bhagavad Gita, the parents totally involved in spirituality. So the key is you see, if, I mean, we're going through COVID-19, look at the cases you have with financial stress, financial tension, yeah, which has increased the level of depression, suicide rates. So if you have got no money, right, you're going to have issues how you can practice your spirituality, isn't it? Yeah. So that would be my view, is get a proper guru who can guide you. None of the spiritual books say, no, do not go for money, right? But yeah, I mean, if you look at Bhagavad Gita, what does Krishna say? I mean, Arjuna is confused, right? What is it confused? He doesn't want to work, isn't it? Right? He doesn't want to work. Krishna says, hey, get up. You got to
Come
do
on,
your
get
work.
up.
Yes, you got to do your work. You got to fulfill your duty, right? So do what you are best at. But equally than what Krishna says, when you do that duty, do not focus on the fruits of your action. So obviously, if you're going to be doing your duty properly, with discipline, what's the byproduct of that? The byproduct of that is Lakshmi anyway. But if you focus on the Lakshmi, money, what sort of vibrations you get? So you could have a businessman. He's only focusing on profit, 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 right? What's going to happen? Greed will come in. He'll start taking some actions which are, maybe criminal, cheating, right? But if he says, okay, I'm really going to do my job properly, and if I do it properly, I'll get more customers. If I get more customers, I'll make more money. So that's what spirituality teaches. That's what Bhagavad Gita teaches. So yeah, if you've got the right guru, right understanding, right belief, there's absolutely no way you can suffer, even in this material world. Hope
Very
that
true, very
answers your
true.
question.
Yeah, very true. So, you would not say that, forex trading is gambling, but what would you say about a person who is like, morning, evening, like they become an addict?
Mhm.
People who do this forex trading, and they are not paying attention to their family, they are not interested in anything else, and they are like glued or become addicted. What would you say about that, about them?
Yeah, fantastic question. I mean, obviously, this is something which comes to me when I'm doing one-to-one with my clients. And what I would say is that get a balanced life, right? Not just focus on trading or just on money, right? You got to have focus on family, relationship. You got to focus on your finances as well. You got to focus on health. You could have money, but if the body is not functioning, what good is that money? You could have money, but you haven't got the family. What good is that money, right? So I wouldn't say financial trading is gambling, right? Again, this is where, there's so much of misconception here, right? Um, Gambling, what is it? Does anybody require any qualifications for gambling? No. Is there any degree for you to go and study gambling? No. But you see, like universities, they do a course like International Securities Capital Markets. Takes 3 years to do that, right? And after you do that, you're in the industry, you have to work damn hard. Okay. So if you're wanting to buy, simple thing like shares in Zoom or Facebook, and, we're using this material right now. Okay. You need to study their competition, their market share, their balance sheet, and that requires skill, right? If we look at financial markets, for example, let's leave stock market aside, currency trading. Did you know the daily volume is $5 trillion, not billion, not
I knew it
million,
was huge, but trillion is it's really
trillion
on a
dollar.
higher side.
Yeah. So if we look at the city of London, right, it basically millions rely on the city of London. Forex, I mean, London is the Forex capital of the world. Even the Americans look upon London when it comes to Forex trading, right? Imagine if all of those stops, right? We go back to Stone Age, yeah? I mean, if Zoom or Facebook don't have money, then we wouldn't have been doing this chat show here, would we? Right?
Of course, of course.
Right. So you see, the thing is one should be looking, well, focus out of the box rather than in that being a narrow-minded and say, hey, stock market is gambling or trading is gambling. It's not. Today, people are working, they have a pension plan. Where is the pension invested? In the stock market, in the financial markets. You see? So no, I don't think it's gambling. So there again is having the right person to guide you, right, is so important.
Yes, and also like any other thing, you do it with a discipline, you don't overdo it and you don't underdo it, you do it with a balance. And
Absolutely.
that any activity you do it with balance, then you're bound to be successful and make the people around you also happy, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, balance has to be there.
Yeah,
Yes.
I wanted to, ask you. So, you still teach forex trading, and are you happy to teach? How long does it take for a person to learn this?
Well, everybody is different. Yeah. But certainly one needs to invest. Now, obviously, I've sort of like gone into semi-retirement, and my son Bhavesh, he's actually taken over Bindal Effects, and he's actually doing an amazing job, right? And some people say that he's even better than me. But you see, the key is that you got to have that commitment. You got to be able to follow the disciplines, right? Currently, what happens is, one of the reasons why majority of traders lose money is, they go to like a weekend seminar, and then on Monday morning they're doing an open heart surgery. No, it doesn't work that way. Yeah. You need to sweat it out. You need to learn. And I would say, some could learn as fast as within a few months. Some could take several months. But the more you at it, right, you can get better and better at it. Yeah. The key is, again, is having the right sort of guidance. And one of the things what we do at Bindal FX is we walk the talk. And that is, we are probably the only one in this big wide world to trade the financial markets real time with real money, right? Nobody does that. And, I've done seminars worldwide, and we do regularly here in UK as well. And people can watch us trade live. So see, when somebody is watching you trade live, you are going to learn very fast, right? So that's the key.
Yeah. So, when is the next, when is your next session? Bhavesh is teaching. So, is it something very close, November, December? Have you set up a date?
Yeah, well, you see, we normally have every quarter, but due to COVID, we haven't done seminar this year. But what we are doing is we're doing live trading webinars. The next one is, I think it's on 7th of December, but I think I will be able to share details after the event finishes. That is 7 hours, starting during the European market open. and ending during the American market close. So 7 hours, traders are able to watch him trade live real money.
Right. So, would be interesting, and I am sure audience is interested in learning more about this. So, we will share the links, and please post your comments if you have any questions. I have tagged Jay Lakhani ji anyway, so that you can ask him directly. You can ask me, and I can pass on the message to him. And please keep commenting. And any last advice before we close for today?
Okay, yeah, last advice is focus on mental fitness. And this is where the Genius 108 comes in. So www.genius108.com. We got a free 7-part awakening course, right? And I would say vast majority of the videos which you do, they're all free of charge. I don't need extra money. I've earned enough from the financial markets, and now it's my turn to give back to the society, right? And key is lead a balanced life. That is very important. Focus on the self-development and go within yourself. So one of the things which I personally always do, which has worked for me, and if it works for you, fine, which is at night, before you go to sleep, you want to go internal. You don't want to be focusing on your emails or your social media or Facebook. When you wake up, what do vast majority of people do? They reach out to their phone, WhatsApp,
Check their phones.
Facebook, email. So they want to look at what the external world are doing, right? That messes up your life. But when you go internal, I tell you what is nothing in this world can stop you getting what you want. You can have abundance of health, abundance of wealth, abundance of happiness. That's possible when you go deep within you, because all the answers are inside of you. You don't need to look outside of you. So that's my final parting message.
Thank you so much for being with me today, Jay. It was wonderful speaking to you, and lots of insights on spirituality, on money, on stock market, on trading, and wonderful, wonderful. We have covered a lot in this time, but if there are any questions, please do ask us and please do comment. And thank you for being with us today. Tomorrow is our New Year. Indian Hindus celebrate our New Year, so wish you all a very, very, very happy and a prosperous new year. Keep smiling and keep shining and stay connected. See you all next week. It's bye for now.
Okay,
Thank
God
you.
bless. Goodbye. Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.